6 weeks ago, I walked away from the life that I thought I was supposed to be living. And honestly, since then, some unbelievable things have started happening. Not because life suddenly became perfect. I still have fears and uncertainty and, moments of doubt, but I feel more aligned than I ever have in my life. I feel like God has been guiding me and providing for me and, putting opportunities in front of me the moment that I'm willing to step towards them. And yesterday was actually the first Sunday since quitting my job that I didn't post one of these, longer form videos that I kind of imposed my own deadline that I was going to post one every Sunday. And I was just, I was a little overwhelmed. I wasn't feeling super motivated and I didn't want to force something and, rush to edit it and, just to stay on a schedule on a deadline that I imposed, when I quit my job to have more free time to do, kind of be in charge of my own stuff, which is good to have, deadlines for things. But, I think I've done 6 videos. This is, I think, the 7th video maybe. And it's the first one that I've missed that deadline that I made up. But taking that pause kind of gave me a little time to just realize just how much has happened in the last 6 weeks. I mean, yeah, like I said, still, the doubts and uncertainties and fears and things, but I'm just trying to just trust and I do feel guided. It's been pretty cool. So yeah, we finished the 4M's series with last week's video on meaning, which I talked a lot about my faith and just what has kind of gave meaning to my life, in the last few months, couple years maybe. A lot has changed for me, and yeah, go back and watch those videos if you haven't. This is kind of going to be an update on just how life is going since quitting my job. So, yeah, to kind of to dive into it, the initial fears that I had were, leaving that stability and that routine that a 40-hour a week job provides. You know exactly what your check's going to be every week and when it's going to hit your bank account and all those things. So yeah, the fear of finances and just that uncertainty. And, when I quit my job, I didn't have a bunch of gigs lined up. I didn't have any set plan other than I just wanted to do that, kind of share, helpful things. And I've spent, a majority of my time over the past 2-3 years, maybe just really, researching and improving myself and trying to grow and learn, and a lot about nutrition and faith and fitness and just health and holistic things and gardening and all these things. And I just feel really called to kind of share what, like I said, every day. Like I don't watch TV. I don't play video games. I don't do, when I watch YouTube on my TV, but like I said, it's just educational things, just always trying to learn something. So yeah, that's kind of was the plan. And, obviously there was that fear that could be making the wrong decision, but at the same time, um, I just felt really called to that, to take that leap and just trust God. And I've been real disciplined these past couple of years of my life, just with my health and my mindset and routines, and just, kind of eliminated a lot of just unhealthy habits and ways of thinking, and just felt like a really good time, like to take that leap and just trust God and guiding me, and knowing that I'm, more equipped than I've ever been. So yeah, it's going pretty good. Not really any kind of idea of what, life would look like after quitting, and, just felt called to do something different anyway, and choosing faith over that comfort, and took the leap. It's been 6 weeks and things have been pretty good. More peace for sure. It's kind of still not completely settled, that this is my life now. And even like on Sundays, it's kind of like, oh, tomorrow's Monday, back at it. But it's like, I mean, I'm not going to my job. I'm, working on content and, working out and cooking and, things like that, spending time playing with my dog, going on walks and tending my garden, my plants and things like that, and learning a lot about what works with that and what I'm not so good at. And yeah, it's been cool. Less emotional chaos and less overthinking for sure about, things that aren't so much like relative to my own personal like dreams and goals and things like that, just the daily stress of work and the unexpected things and kind of some drama and things like that that unfolds at the regular day job. Definitely feeling more grounded and present in life and, more clarity just in daily life, less numbness and distraction, learning optimism again, just saying yes to a lot of opportunities like normally that I would want to say yes to, but it's like, oh man, like a gig or something like, oh, that's kind of late. Like, I got work the next day or things like that. I've just, been open to a lot more things and I'll dive into some pretty crazy things that my optimism kind of helped me tackle a lot of things that were very unexpected. But yeah, just becoming more aware of opportunities instead of, fearing them. And which, speaking of, kind of unexpected opportunities appearing, and it's like I said, it's been less than 2 months. It's been, I think, almost right at around 6 weeks since I quit my job. So it's been kind of a whirlwind, but it's also been real eye opening and um, a lot of like I'd never in my life have really reached out to a lot of places to book gigs like for music and stuff. Um, I've always kind of just word of mouth or yeah, I mean that's pretty much how I've always gotten my gigs. I've had buddies that have kind of helped from time to time with booking stuff. Um, but yeah, I don't actively like try to book gigs, so it's been pretty cool to just like I said get and it's like feeling guided, like I said, like or provided for, like at the last minute. I'm like, man, I don't want to have to start dipping into my savings, and then random buddy will hit me up. Hey, I need a guitar player for a gig, or someone else. Hey, I need someone canceled. Can you play? Fill in for a gig, and just yeah, gigs showing up exactly when I need them, pretty much, and just that financial provision, like just happening naturally. Like I said, just trusting, and it's been working out pretty well. And I've been like praying on my way to gigs, like just God, let me provide joy and let me perform well, and let me exude your love and your light, and just you know bring positivity and joy to people's lives. And I pray for like abundance and things like that too. And it's been really really good. It's been crazy. Like I've mentioned before, like I went for in my early 20s. I played music for a living for 5 6 years maybe, and was playing 5 to 7 gigs a week. And it was rare to make $100 in tips at a gig. And it's like every gig I've played since quitting my job, I have made that much in tips at least. And there's been gigs where I've made $300 in tips. So it's been pretty crazy. Like, and I think I'm positive that it has a lot to do with me praying about that and, you know, just really trying to embody that just, spirit of Christ going into everything and just, um, praying God, like let people see you despite my own shortcomings. And yeah, it's been really cool. I've been kind of like meeting people who are genuinely like, I mean, a lot of it's really people that I've known for a long time, but I'm kind of like, I feel like aligning with people in life, like, and like, I feel really like genuine connections with the people in my life that I've been crossing paths with. And another crazy thing, like I've been working so hard on this type of content stuff, this Preston Scott project stuff, and I still like I'm talking a lot about music stuff, but I haven't been posting a lot of music stuff. And the other day, I was planning on doing something a little different and like set my phone up to video something, and I wasn't even in the video. Like you can see my dog on the bed, and I'm holding my guitar. You can see kind of my guitar and me playing it, and I'm singing a dashboard confessional song to my dog. And there's a line that's like, "Your hair is everywhere, screaming infidelities." Well, I just said, "Your hair is everywhere, your hair is everywhere," and I kind of just repeated that a couple of times, and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of funny," and I posted it on on my social media stuff. And on Instagram, that thing went. I've never gone viral. This is literally viral, like a 250,000 views, in like a week. It's got like a 250,000 views. Like, I mean, like probably over 10,000 likes. Like crazy, like unbelievable. Nothing else. And what's funny is like Instagram is the only platform that doesn't really pay for views, which it probably wouldn't pay that much anyways on any other platform. But yeah, pretty crazy. Even Dashboard Confessional like commented on there. It's like pretty wild. Like been crazy, but it was that was a whole nother thing too. Like, man, I've been working so hard on this stuff, and I barely even do anything with that, and that just blows up like nobody's business. So I'll be posting a lot more videos with Zeus here in my um on my music pages and stuff. But yeah, I just feel like that's just another example of just doors opening instead of closing, and things just falling into place. And it's not really the way that you can expect or plan for. But and another crazy thing, like I got invited by some fellow musician friends to come record in the studio with them, like to track on their I guess EP or album, just a batch of songs. They were going to the studio, top notch professional studio that I've always wanted to go record at, called Melody Mountain Studios in Stephenville, Texas, and it's where they hold the Larry Joe Taylor Texas Music Festival every year. And the studio's literally connected to the stage, like walking up the ramp to go on the main stage. Right up there's a side door. It's like, holy cow. And of all things, like I got asked to play drums, which I've never played drums live in front of people at a gig. Like the only drumming experience I have is I used to have my drum kit set up in this back room here in my early 20s, and I would play every day, like put on Tom Petty songs on shuffle or stuff like that, and play drums along to them and kind of just learn those songs. And that was terrifying going into that. But they asked me because they had seen me kind of jack around on the drums on my birthday this past year. I did rented a rehearsal space, like, and invited all my musician friends to come jam out, and they had all the gear all set up. So we just brought our guitars and plugged into these amps, and they had a drum kit set up. And my drummer buddy was there, but he took a break, and other people would hop on the drums that aren't drummers, and I played drums there. And the guy that ran the rehearsal space saw me play drums a little bit, and I guess he thought it was good enough, like to tell his wife, like, to hit me up to play drums on, because his wife's in the band that I went and tracked drums for. So got to record at a dream recording studio with a dream producer that I've always wanted to work with, and where a lot of amazing artists' music have been made. And I'm playing drums of all things, and just the whole crew, like the guitar player they brought in, and the band and the producer, like just good vibes. Like just felt really aligned. Like I felt very comfortable, as scary as it was going into it, and like thinking about it, like because you gotta, when you're going to record, you gotta play to a click track, perfect timing, and we're all like tracking live, like the whole band, and I'm keeping the timing basically. Like I can't be messing up. And yeah, that was a huge challenge, like mentally, and I'm so grateful for that opportunity and just getting through it. And I'm really excited for those songs to come out and stuff, just to show people. And that was pretty wild. Like I went to Larry Joe Taylor's music festival from like age like 17 to 24, for many years. I went there and watched bands that I like, and I dreamed of playing on that stage and all these things. And I got to go record at the studio there. So and drums of all things crazy. I'm not a drummer, but now I am. So, yeah, just I've been like saying yes to things, and standing up to challenges and doing things that, are scary and hard. And that's, how growth happens. Now I'll be less scared if something like that comes up again. Like I'll definitely be glad to do it. And saying yes before you really feel ready is a big thing. And, I didn't BS the people. I told them like, hey, I'm not obviously not a drummer. I was like, don't feel bad if, I'll come jam with y'all before and you can see, how I do. And then you can decide like, I don't, I want to do it. I would love to, but don't feel obligated after you hear me play to follow through with inviting me to the studio. But it all worked out. And yeah, just seeing how life shifts when fear stops controlling every decision. It's been amazing to watch just life unfold and things align and fall into place. And another big thing too is letting go of expectations. I've mentioned that before, but it's easy to forget that, like I said, working hard on YouTube and content every day and posting one long form video, a week and multiple clips a day, throughout that week, investing a lot of time and energy into this, for no money basically. And really, I just want to help people, and I'm really hoping I find my audience and things start flowing, and I believe they will, and like I said, prime example of letting go of expectations, just, not seeing the level of growth that I hoped for when my music page just blew up like that, just going viral, barely trying, like I said, and opportunities coming from directions that, I wasn't focused on, the music stuff. And I realized I don't get to control, which doors open and where they open and how things unfold. And you might think, you ask for something, I pray about something and ask for something or hope for something, and then it shows up, but way over here, like out of the blue, like I didn't expect. And just learning to focus on faithfulness instead of outcomes. Like I got to keep remaining faithful because things have unfolded very, all over the place, like unexpectedly, but it's been really good and feels really aligned. And just trusting that growth will keep happening on its own timeline, and just staying prepared for opportunities and fortifying my mindset and just trying to stay disciplined with everything. And yeah, thought I knew where opportunities would be coming from, but life sure has surprised me. Yeah, I'm just trying to trust God more daily and feeling guided instead of, abandoned. Like it'd be real easy to be like, oh God, I thought that I'd be making money or, have figured things out by now. And where are you? You're not answering my prayers, but look at all these things. Like I've been provided for. Like, yeah, there's no, like I said, let go of outcomes because things have been falling into place and I've been, provided for a lot of times at the last minute when I least expect it. And yeah, just realizing provision doesn't always look the way you expect, and you gotta have courage a lot of times for these opportunities. Like definitely took courage to go play drums in a dream recording studio, and really built my confidence. Like not in a egotistical way, but like I said, like if something like that comes up again, I'll be a lot more inclined to give it a try. And it's really made me want to pursue drumming more. And really, I've always wanted to really get dialed in on drums and just been on and off for years, but I need to really, now I'm wanting to get it set up, a spot in here where I can record drums from my own little home studio here. But yeah, conquering fear step by step and becoming more open instead of closed off and feeling just spiritually grounded again. I do want to start spending more time, reading scripture or listening to scripture, studying it. And that's another big goal of mine. I need to block out a time slot every day to do that. I think that'll really help a lot. Yeah, watching my trust grow through these experiences instead of, theoretically like what I assumed things would be like. like for the past couple years, I've been trying to grow as much fruits and veggie plants that I can. And, last year I grew my first watermelon and started my first, mango trees from mango seeds that I ate, and a few other things. But now, this year I've got a lot of different things growing, and that's another thing I want to kind of show more of my gardening stuff. But I'm still figuring a lot of that out. I've already eaten like my first two yellow squash that I grew. I've probably eaten, a dozen or more jalapenos that I grew. I ate a awesome zucchini. I forget the variety, but um, that I grew. I ate my first little batch of baby red potatoes from a little, a red potato from the store, organic, obviously, or they won't sprout, but baby red that I bought, and one kind of started sprouting. So I cut it and planted it in a 3-gallon bucket. Should have done a bigger bucket because it ended up not having room to grow a lot of tubers, and it's too hot really to grow regular potatoes right now. It's more of sweet potato season. But yeah, I had like a handful of baby red potatoes and one really big baby like golden potato that grew. It was just one big one. Yeah, I ate all those, and I've got some more jalapenos out there that are about ready, and some more squash that are about to start growing, and tomatoes are starting to look good. Bell peppers are coming in. I've eaten probably 10 strawberries that I grew. That's really cool. I wish I had bought more of those strawberry plants because I only get about 2 every few weeks, it seems like. But yeah, it's been really cool doing that. I've got a few apple trees growing, a couple mango, well, one mango tree left now that's doing pretty good, but one kicked the bucket yesterday. I realized it was dying. I got my watermelons going. I think those will do great. Pretty cool, and feeling just more connected to nature and just life in general. Just having this time to, like I said, go on walks and go different places. When these opportunities come up, and just really embracing the moment, and appreciating just simple daily moments more, and realizing meaning isn't found in constant chasing. That's a really good reminder. Um, and you'll see me looking down here. I have my tablet with all these notes that I put together before my video, but a lot of these things I read it and I'm like, man, I'm glad that I wrote that because it's important. And I can look back on this, down the road too, and just remember things like that, like realizing meaning isn't found in constant chasing. Like that's so good. Like, because before, it was constantly like, oh, I gotta get a raise, I gotta move up in my job, and I gotta, figure this out so I can have this and get that and buy that. It's just constant chasing the next thing, and I'm kind of outgrowing that, I feel like, and just feeling grateful for where I'm at, and just gratitude for everyday life, and all these cool opportunities, and trying to slow down enough to notice the little things, the little blessings in life. And like delaying, putting this video out gave me a little time on my walk today just to think about the little things, and just looking around, and um, enjoying the bird song, and it was super hot out now. It's like, oh, spring, I guess, was just a couple weeks and it's gone. Super hot out, but still just so good to get out in just the sunlight and walk, down my road here. It's beautiful, and spend time outside with my dog, and, make my coffee, and make, cook each meal fresh, at home every day, and just little things like that, and spending my time continuously just learning from different YouTube channels, and hopefully providing some other people that are watching with, some education as well, maybe, or some encouragement or motivation. Yeah, and I touched on this earlier, but kind of finding my people. There's people that seem like genuinely have a similar mindset, or that understand, you know, me and what I'm trying to do and where I'm at, and not making me feel like weird about it. Like I know I'm a strange guy, about a lot of things, but I've embraced it. I don't mind it, and I really don't care like if someone doesn't like it because I know my intentions are pure. Um, and years ago I cared so much about what people thought, and for someone to think I was weird was like such a scary thing, and now I think I'm weird and I love it. So it's it's all good, and but yeah, finding people that um, I just feel like that vibe well, and feeling less alone, even though I'm still like here alone a lot with my dog or just me, my daughter every other weekend, and I don't feel lonely. Like I heard this yesterday or the day before, something about like we can always be and we should always be in constant communication with God. Like, I mean, not necessarily 24/7, but He's there 24/7. Like any little thing, like, oh God, like this went wrong, you know, please God help me with that. Or like my dog's been like shaking his head a little bit, and he's battled ear problems his whole life pretty much, and it was really bad last year, and we went to like specialists and for months, like 6 months probably, like we battled this thing and one ear and got it under control finally and just overcame it. And it was like 2 months ago, or maybe 3 or 4 months ago, when we got through all that and finally tackled it and quit having to do medications and all that and flushing his ear out. And he started shaking his head again, and I just been praying over it. Just every little thing I try to pray for, and yeah, that's a good thing to remember. And yeah, I do feel like naturally, like, and very slowly, like building my own little community, like through doing this, like people will randomly message me on social media platforms and just like that they appreciate it, or they're really enjoying it, or they got something out of it, or like they want to hang out sometime, and usually it's like go for a walk or go for a hike, or which is really cool. It's good, seeing who's vibing with it, and I'm really grateful for those people. And yeah, just a lot of no social anxiety, really, just feeling a lot more aligned socially and spiritually. Like when I, even if it's people that I've never like been around before, like, and these opportunities to meet new people come up, I'm not like fearful, or I'm not worried about like impressing people. Like I just want to, just if you stay pure and have good intentions, and you know want the best for everyone, and I think it all comes back around and things work out really well when you live that way. And um, I think authenticity attracts the right people, and I feel like I've been seeing that just unfold in my life since I've kind of been living this way. And by living this way, I mean the 4 M's, like really embodying that, and how all those things have came together. The mindset, meals, movement, and meaning. Like I said, go watch my other videos. That's kind of what got me just in this form, like that I'm at, um, in this lifestyle, just in this outlook on life, just by embodying those things. And I guess kind of overall realization, life changes when you stop resisting what you feel called towards. And that was a big hurdle that I had to overcome. Like to leave my job, I've been at almost 8 years, pretty steady, comfortable job, and to do this, to not make a steady income. And but it's been so cool, and I'm so glad that I did it. Like I said, I feel very aligned, and I think that alignment matters more than security. Yeah, you need to be able to pay for your bills, and I'm not telling people to go just quit their job with no, I have money saved up, so if things get real bad, I have pretty good, healthy like savings to fall back on. But hopefully, it don't get to that point. But yeah, don't just quit your job. Peace is different from that temporary comfort. Like it's been so nice, just it's just peaceful, man. Not having to go work for someone else and deal with just BS and politics, in an office job. And I'm not hating on my old job. It's just part of any job. Yeah, it's just nice not having to deal with things like that, and just seeing my faith grow. I think just even making this video right now, I'm just realizing like that my faith has grown through, taking action and doing these things and saying yes to opportunities. And, that faith grows through action, not just thinking about doing things. Like, you got to actually take action. And you don't have to have the full picture to take the next step. I think that's another big one in hindsight. Because I never, like, yeah, I prayed that God would guide me through this, and I trusted, but there's still, inklings of fear and doubt and all those things, like I said. But I never imagined things going how they're going, and seeing clearly and vividly how God's hand is in all these opportunities and things coming up. And God can work through any of those uncertainties or fears or imperfect situations. Like, that's what God, this is all God. He made everything. Like, he knows what's going on, and he knows how to navigate it and get you through it. You just got to just lean on him and trust him and stay faithful and pray about it and ask him for things, and believe that he will provide for you. You got to believe it. That's the thing. You got to have the faith. And some of the biggest blessings arrive through doors you never expected. Like, it's been amazing. I still don't fully know where all this is leading, but I know that I'm not even close to the same person that I was just 6 weeks ago. Just the changes that have happened, just seeing these new experiences and how they've impacted my mind and my heart and just my life. Just, taking that big leap to leave a steady job and trust in things, and just seeing actually how they work out. It's been crazy. I used to try to control every outcome because I was afraid of uncertainty. But I'm learning that some of the best things in life happen when you finally trust God enough to let go a little bit and watch him work, And honestly, I've never felt more connected to life than I do right now. And not because everything's perfect, but because things finally feel meaningful and like I'm working towards my own mission and goals, and finally doing something that I feel is really can be so helpful to people, so many people. And yeah, just watching it slowly unfold and trusting, and I'm learning that opportunities don't always show up before courage. Sometimes they show up after. You got to build up that courage and just do it. Like, go play drums in a dream recording studio when you're not a drummer. And then, you know, it's pretty amazing how things work out. And, I think a lot of people are living, disconnected, like I've said before, from themselves, from purpose, and from God, and myself included. Like, before recently, like, um, and you can feel that in your life. You can see it, especially when you get back to it, and then you're reflecting, like, man, just, a few weeks ago or a few months ago, whatever it is, I could not imagine life being like it is now. And yeah, the biggest thing I've learned is that God's plan rarely unfolds the way you think it will. The opportunities, the people, the provision, like, a lot of it comes from places I never would have expected. So that's been so cool. I love the unexpected. Like, that's such a huge lesson. That's not even something that I wrote down here, but I live for the unexpected. It's so awesome. And these opportunities, like saying yes to things without knowing how it's going to work out, and just trusting. And it's been pretty awesome. I'm not saying, like I said, things will not always be perfect when you say yes to scary things, but that's you learn, you grow, and it's been great. Um, Still learning, still growing, but I'm grateful for where this path has been leading me so far. Life feels so different when you stop living in that fear, like I said, and just I'm trying to live with more faith now. And yeah, it's been cool. It's been, still there's still that fear there here and there, but just I think these few weeks and seeing these opportunities come about is just really helping build on that faith and trust. And um, I'm looking very much forward to whatever's next, and other opportunities that are coming my way. And looking forward to connecting more with you guys that are digging the stuff here. And I do appreciate the love and the support. And As always, if you get anything from this and you haven't subscribed yet, that's the biggest thing you can do. If you subscribe to the channel, and it's a much easier, like when you get on YouTube, then if you want to see my videos, it'll be easier to see them pop up there. And like the video, share it with someone. Let me know what you got out of it. um, let me know what you're working on in your life, anything like that. Leave me comments. Show some love. Maybe a Bible verse in the comments is always good. And yeah, remember, you don't change overnight, you change daily. God bless you guys, man. Thanks for watching. Peace.